Hello, I'm Attu Jamir and you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. Now, news in details. The Southern Angami Youth Organization has stated that the indefinite ban against Manipur will continue. The SAPO had imposed indefinite total ban with effect from March 24 midnight within the Southern Angami jurisdiction against the Manipur government, demanding that it withdrew its armed forces personnel and permanent structures within 72 hours from the Kizoltsa area. The Manipur government did not pay heed to the demand, which was why the indefinite ban started, said the president of the Southern Angami Youth Organization, Mitekrilia Mejura, while addressing the media today at Kim Pifo Ground, Kukema village. He stated that the indefinite ban would continue till the demands are made. Mejura said the organization cannot take the matter to the state affairs as it is purely a traditional issue. The president further added that the organization will stand to its tribal traditional cultural rights and values in all the coming generations. Meanwhile, it is informed that the Commissioner of Nagaland has also requested the SAPO to call off the ban.
Southern Angami Youth Organization, and here all are aware that SAPO has imposed 72 hours ban, but since till today we didn't receive any reply, or they pay, or especially the Manipur government, they even didn't pay any heed to our demands. The decision to call off the ban or continue to ban, to carry on with this ban, is not in our hand. It is purely in the hand of our neighboring state, Manipur government. If they withdraw the armed forces immediately, anytime, we are ready to withdraw all our youth forces. This political boundary is just an imaginary line demarcated. And then on seeing this through Google, I'm told, and on going through that, there is many manipulations also in this Google map. But whatever is taking place, we are telling you that we will go by our own Naga traditional rights as Naga. When we seek for our Naga customary law through traditional rights, but in the meantime, as my government will be needing their help, if any proof or documentation required for this very issue, when government asks for, we are ready to produce to them at any time.
In regard to the indefinite ban called by the Southern Angami Public Organization in Nagaland, Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh has informed that the state government has written a letter to the Nagaland government and a copy of it has also been sent to the Home Minister. However, he said that the police outpost is purely within the territorial boundary of Manipur. The government will not compromise the state boundary under any pressure, he added. He further stated that the issue will be resolved soon through diplomatic ways.
Launched war on drugs 2 immediately after assuming powers of BJP led government in the state, and we have kept huge quantity of illegal drugs from different parts of the state, and today also we are showing on the media personnel which was arrested yesterday itself. It will cost in the international market around 9 crores, and the local market it costs only around 2 crores. It is my simple appeal to the drug smuggler and the who are involving in the drug business. You either surrender or you face the consequence, because it is a question of survival of our generation. It affects lots of youths, and it affects the loss of life in the street. So state government, this war on drugs 2 will continue at random, and will crack down everywhere in the state. Wherever we got, there will be booked under the prevention of illicit trafficking of drugs under the NDPS Act, which can be jailed 1 year compulsory, and it can be extended up to 2 years. Thank you very much.
The stage is all set for the conduct of South Asian Athletic Federation Cross Country Championships and 56th National Cross Country Championships in Kohima on March 26. 5 countries have already arrived to participate in the championship, said Abu Mehta, Associate Vice President of Athletics Federation of India and President Nagaland Athletics Association. The championship will be held under the aegis of SAAF and Athletics Federation of India in consultation with Government of Nagaland. The event will be flagged off at Indira Gandhi Stadium, Kohima at 7 a.m. Addressing a press conference, Mehta said, the federation is strengthening the ecosystem of human resource and the ecosystem of sports should be upgraded in the state and the northeast. He informed that the actual budget for the event was rupees 4.6 crore and the state government has sanctioned rupees 2.3 crore for this event, while the Bank of Baroda has invested rupees 18 lakh.
The main reason for today's press conference is the upcoming South Asian Cross Country Championships and the 56th National Cross Country Championships, which Kohima is hosting on behalf of India as the host city.
We believe that from here, youngsters will get enthused to come and look at this event, take part in sport. What we are trying to do is, we are trying to do talent identification here. Athletics Federation is trying to support Nagaland in every which way we can. We've given a high performance coach to train the Nagaland team. We have 5 countries, SAF countries participating, which is Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka and India. We have about 42 plus. So we have about close to 50 athletes who will compete in the international section. We have in the national section 34 states and boards participating, about 378 men and 296 women, 674 athletes.
Athletics Federation of India President Adile J. Surmiwala, in the presence of SAF President Dr. Lalit K. Manod and Associate Vice President Athletics, said Northeast India has a tremendous amount of sporting talents. He expressed gratitude to Nagaland Chief Minister Nipurio and Associate VP of AFI Abu Mehta for the way the event is being organized. He emphasized the need to create a full sport ecosystem with proper infrastructure, coaches, athletes, officials, etc. Dr. Lalit Manod said the event is the second edition of the SAF competition.
This is the second edition of the SAF cross country. The first one held in Bhutan before COVID. And this start of the South Asian program, particularly because 2 years there was no international program in South Asia or even Asia. They have not yet conducted any competition. It will be a good exposure to our athletes as well as the athletes from the South Asian region. So we are happy the way Mr. Abu Mehta ji have made the arrangements for the national cross country as well as the South Asian athletes, and the efforts he made to make it a success, because the first time when the date was fixed, unfortunately the COVID breakdown, so we had to postpone it, and now he is fully ready to organize it. Tomorrow I hope you will see a good competition here, and this will boost the athletics in Nagaland, because we have, as our President AFI has mentioned, that we have a special program for Northeast, and the Nagaland is becoming a leader in promoting the athletics in this Nagaland state. So we will be training more district level coaches, then level 1 coaches, level 2 coaches from Nagaland. We will also conduct various technical official examinations, so that they should become independent and they can conduct athletic meets of their own without inviting the people from outside. And all athletes from Nagaland can get the coaching in-house. They don't have to go to the other state to find out the coaches. So that is the program of the AFI which we have planned.
The National Human Rights Commission has registered a case regarding the alleged harassment and misbehavior against an 80-year-old woman named Malo Kikon from Nagaland on March 24 at the Gopinath Bordoloi International Airport in Guwahati by CISF personnel. The case has been registered on the basis of a complaint by human rights activist Ibeni Hamtsoi. Hamtsoi, a human rights defender, has alleged in the complaint that on March 24, an 80-year-old disabled woman from Nagaland was illegally forced to remove all her clothes, including her underwear and diaper, by CISF personnel at Guwahati International Airport and subjected to mental and physical harassment because of negligence and procedural irregularities by the officer of the CISF at the Guwahati Airport. According to a press release from the complainant has sought the intervention of the Commission for violation of rights to life, right to liberty and right to dignity of the lady and has sought monetary compensation. Based on his complaint, the NHRC has registered a case and investigation on the matter, updates stated. In a conclave organized by the Naga People's Movement for Human Rights today at Hotel Saramati in Dimapur, participants from 11 states of India gathered to express solidarity with the Naga people's desire for honorable and lasting peace. Ningolo Krome, Secretary General NPMHR, while speaking about the peace talk in Nagaland, stressed on the importance of everyone coming together to meet a certain goal. Let us have a look at the details.
This Dimapur conclave is a continuation of an initiative which MPMHR started in September 4 last year at Delhi. We have initiated this initiative, Save the Peace, because even the peace process, the Naga peace process, is threatened in a precarious condition as well, and on the brink of collapse. If, as the press people, you will know better. And so some of the problems that the peace process have run into rough weathers in the recent years, as you all know, are very evident. So in this process, we have been interacting the last couple of days. Yesterday they arrived and we had some kind of interaction yesterday also, and today we had this whole day meeting where you all are aware. So during this occasion, we have passed some kind of points resolution, and I will give you a copy, that the House unanimously resolved that the Indo-Naga political talk must be supported and protected till it achieves the desirable goal of honorable and lasting peace for both the parties in the talk. The framework agreement signed on 3rd August 2015 at Delhi is a solemn commitment between the Naga people and the government of India to bring about a dignified peace into the hitherto strife-torn land. Any attempt to dilute or revise it will undo all that has been achieved during the more than 2.5 decades old Indo-Naga peace process. Number 3, it is a matter of grave concern that the peace process since 2019 has degenerated into a stalemate despite change of interlocutor. The House, therefore, urges that the Indian Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, to take direct control of the negotiation. Negotiation at the highest level is the best recourse to safeguard the talks from the vicissitudes of bureaucracy.
Our presence over here itself speaks that we have come to express our solidarity, and we stand with the people of Nagaland for their rights, their sovereignty and self-dignity.
If they come together, it would have been solved long back. But even the division is caused by New Delhi itself. And this is a game they will always play to divide the Naga people, to keep the solution unachievable. So that is where the Naga people ourselves, we must realize the works of enemies who comes as a friend and divide us. So if we're united, I'm sure this problem will not have dragged on this long.
during our conversation today, the 3 resolutions we have passed, the last one was that if Government of India is sincere, then Prime Minister of India should take control of the dialogue, of the talks. That is the only solution if they are serious. Otherwise, we all have suffered their deceitful nature. We have suffered in the hands of New Delhi, and Naga people are suffering. Till today, we are suffering. Till today, Kashmir is suffering till today.
Member of Nagaland Legislative Assembly Amenba Yadun has expressed concern at the plight of the employees and the retirees of Nagaland Pulp and Paper Company Limited of Tuli in Mokokchung. Joining the general discussions on budget for the year 2022 to 2023 on the last day of the 11th session of 13th Nagaland Legislative Assembly on March 24 in Kohima, Yadun recalled that company, the only government of Nagaland public sector undertaking which was gifted to national leaders in 1971 for the uplift of the socio-economic condition of the Naga people. Many of the employees have not been getting their salary since August 2017. He said successive chief secretaries and chief ministers, including the present leader of the house, has written to the concerned ministers highlighting the plight of the employees. He made an appeal to the government to frame an appropriate policy to restore and make use of the industrial infrastructures, but more importantly to address the plight of the unfortunate 40+ existing employees who are languishing without pay since 2017 and many other who had gone on retirement without getting salaries of many months and pension and gratuity, etc.
Given for sugar plantation has been distributed to the workers, and some were encroached upon by many settlers. Today, this is only a history. The stark realities that still exist, Honorable Speaker, is the pathetic conditions and agony that is facing in Nagaland Pulp and Paper Industries Limited today, in the plight and grim situation being faced by the employees and the retiree of this public sector. Establishment of the NBCC Limited, the Nagaland Pulp and Paper Company Limited, a joint venture of the Hindustan Paper Corporation Limited, a Government of India enterprise, and the only Government of Nagaland public sector undertakings, which was gifted by the national leaders in 1971 solely for the upliftment of socio-economic conditions of the Naga people.
Of Nagaland today received the Kohima Educational Trust UK Scholarship at a program held at the Heritage Old DC Bungalow in Kohima. Pop Cook, Kohima Museum Curator and Kohima Educational Trustee, United Kingdom said students receiving the award today are a sign of gratefulness by the grateful veterans of the war against the Japanese. Cook said that as small measures they have come to repay for the sacrifice that the great grandparents made in support of British in the World War II.
Education is the light that shines in the darkness of misunderstanding. It's the light that shines in the darkness of indifference. It's the light that shines in the darkness of understanding or misunderstanding. So it really gives me a great deal of pleasure to see that you're all here and such large numbers. Yesterday when we arrived at Dimapur Airport, I was talking to my group and a young woman came up. She was very, very nervous and she asked if I was connected to the KET, the Kohima Educational Trust. And of course I said yes I was, and she has been where you are sitting now. She had been a recipient of a scholarship and now she was going off to medical school. And I thought that was an amazing thing for this young woman to do, to come up to a complete stranger and to say thank you for the scholarship, thank you for the education.
The UK Scholarship Programme is one of the many projects managed by the Trust organization based in Kohima. The Kohima Educational Society, students from class 8 to 12 and are covered in this program. For the year 2021 to 2022, the Kohima Educational Trust and Kohima Educational Society has awarded scholarship to 1,600 scholars with a ratio of male and female 60/40.
This is my third year to get this scholarship. Getting this scholarship has helped me a lot. Let's say in either paying my school fees or my tuition fees or any other classes I've been taking. I'm studying in Modern College in Science stream and I'm in my 11th grade. And after my 12th, I'm planning to pursue a career in medical. And with this contribution from the KET, it will help me go along to thank them as with this little contribution they have given me, it will be helping me a lot in the future in my academic studies.
Zuniboto Government College organized a clean election promotional program with Dr. Hotoku Chishi, retired Director of Health and Family Welfare, as the guest of honor. Speaking during the program, Dr. Hotoku Chishi said that the clean election program should be from the village and grassroots level and that the clean election campaign should be led by the Sumi Hoho. Under its banner, the message of clean elections should be promoted, the program was told.
Kusha bas mungim zanya rabe bas mungim muk shabi zanya bas kim mut kimuk moy ge bisa bisa aşırısı tiketin la Christmas la aşırısı yedegasa yedbo kremasa yedbo koy kremasa akinyonu kendi de kirjek şarkına mı yeri bela aplo kim utla kilki aplo utla kilki ben yedbo aplo yedbo bana gü pinşkina komzu parti no parti mo komzu mobzu bol kha kalanam la agil kalanam mobzu pablo ko pishin bo pilpelo komzu no mobo patsa news pelo dish pelo parti mobo eno hele alak bengyu ye village council chairman na alak ben kapsa masa yedona party chairman na kapsa yu party chairman na kapsa ba de ku yela kapala ki taw iberane alu ku ye berane te omno candidate pelo tolakil ke apply pegepo and the party comes pelo patsa in pegepo and hebolo ku chukshogum ku to muyepo musti rita to rita bana homnanya albesh sunyo mo amar shabjoy.
Yogi Adityanath on Friday took oath as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh for the second time at the Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ikana Cricket Stadium in Lucknow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh were among the top BJP leaders present at the mega swearing-in ceremony. Adityanath was administered oath by Governor Anand Diben Patel at the jam-packed stadium. He was a member of the parliament from the Unnao Lok Sabha seat from 2004 to 2009.
आदित्यनाथ योगी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं उत्तर प्रदेश राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.